You're lying beneath a star-strewn sky. The air is warm, a little damp, and perfectly still. In the distance, the hush of the Central American rainforest is broken only by rustling leaves and the occasional call of a night bird. This isn't the present day. You're in the 7th century in the Maya city of Copan. At this time, Copan was a thriving center of culture, learning, and cosmic observation, one of the many cities of the ancient Maya civilization. But here, time wasn't measured by ticking clocks or mechanical gears. Time was measured by corn by its growth, its rhythms, and the shadows it cast in the fields. The Maya weren't merely farmers or astronomers. They were both, and for them the two were inseparable. To understand corn was to understand the cosmos. Corn, or Ixim, was sacred. According to Maya creation myths, humans were made from maize dough by the gods. It wasn't just their food source, it was the fabric of existence. So it's no surprise that the Maya, masters of astronomy, developed one of the most sophisticated timekeeping systems in the ancient world, all intertwined with the cycles of their beloved crop. Their long count calendar, devised centuries before Copan's heyday, tracked immense spans of time in units of 20. Working alongside it were the Dzogchen and the Hob. And while there are many theories about why the Dzogchen was 260 days, one of the most practical is this. It mirrors the growing season of maize in the Mesoamerican lowlands. It was no coincidence. Maize was time. The Maya noticed that the same stars returned to the same place in the sky during key points in the corn's growth cycle. They used this knowledge to anchor rituals, planting schedules, and even political ceremonies. Their astronomers, known as HKIN, or Keepers of the Days, were responsible for predicting not just the seasons, but eclipses. And they did so, quite literally, with corn as their guide. Imagine walking into Copan's heart. The hieroglyphic stairway looms high above, lined with stone glyphs marking the passage of rulers in time. Just beyond it sits Temple 11, one of the many ceremonial structures used for astronomical observation. The temple isn't just spiritual, it's a tool. Each equinox, the rising sun casts a perfect line of light up the staircase. Shadows fall across carved jaguar heads and turtle symbols, marking important days in the solar year. Each glyph, each animal carving, acts like a celestial gear. The jaguar represents the night sun, prowling the underworld. The turtle symbolizes the hearth stars of Orion's belt. These weren't mere decorations. They were part of a cosmic equation. The Maya used simple tools, bowls of water to reflect the sky, bark paper books with inked eclipse charts, and the patient recording of corn. An astronomer might watch the moon pass through a water reflection, then step into a nearby cornfield to check how the plants reacted to the midday sun. Were they tall and healthy, drooping, yellowed? These observations were not separate. They were part of a shared system. The Dresden Codex, one of the few surviving pre-Columbian books, contains pages of eclipse tables, many of which align with planting cycles. The Maya tracked lunar nodes, what they called the serpent's head and tail. They believed eclipses occurred when the sun or moon passed through these points in the sky, which they visualized as the mouth of a giant celestial serpent. And here's the brilliance. They could predict these events. Every 173 days, what modern astronomy calls an eclipse half year, the Maya expected the serpent to stir. Their priest astronomers would look skyward, but also downward into the soil, into the corn. Eclipses weren't just astronomical events. They were warnings, harbingers, reflections of imbalance. This brings us to one particular eclipse, the one that may have dethroned a king. It's the summer of 738 CE. The air is heavy. Cornfields outside Copan are faltering yellowing stalks, brittle husks, signs of a poor harvest. In the temple, the priest astronomers consult their charts. The timing is bad. A solar eclipse is approaching, and the signs on Earth do not bode well. King Yakseklaju Ubi Akeawil, known to history as 18 Rabbit, sits on his stone throne. Regal, adorned in jade, feathers, and celestial symbolism, he listens as his astronomers deliver their prediction. The eclipse is certain. The crop is weak. The people are nervous. In Maya culture, rulers were not just leaders. They were conduits between the gods and the people. Their legitimacy hinged on balance, on corn that grew tall, on stars that behaved. An eclipse at the wrong time could be seen as a divine rebuke, a crack in the cosmic mirror. And to the east, the ruler of Kurigwa, a vassal city-state once loyal to Copen, is watching. His name is Ke Octili Chanyopat, and he senses an opportunity. With the people of Copen uneasy in their king's divine favor and doubt, he strikes. The eclipse arrives. On that morning, the sun begins to darken. Animals go silent. A chill spreads. People gather in the plazas, clutching maize and lighting incense. The drums slow. The eclipse passes, but the king's authority does not recover. The following months bring political rebellion. Ke Octili captures 18 Rabbit and executes him in a public ritual. A new stela is erected not in Copan, but in Kurigua, proclaiming the shift in power, not just a military victory, a cosmic one. In the years that follow, Copan declines. Its temples fall silent, its stairways gather moss, but the carvings remain records of the sky and the soil, of eclipses and corn, of rulers who rose and fell not only by war, but by the whispers of the cosmos. Even now, when we stand before the great ruins of Copan, it's tempting to see only the stone. But if you listen quietly, you might still hear the rhythm of the corn cycle, the soft murmur of eclipse watchers, the echo of A.J. Cain whispering to apprentices, to know the future, watch the corn, to know the gods, follow the shadows. And with that thought gently settling in your mind, you may find your eyes growing heavier, because in Copan the corn still remembers.